Samsung Galaxy Watch 9 is here. But there's a problem. The Galaxy Watch 8 is already a really good smartwatch. So why should you spend more money on the Watch 9? And if you're already using the Galaxy Watch 8, is there actually enough here to make you upgrade? Because on the surface, these two watches look pretty similar. But once you get into the health tracking, fitness features, AI, and those little everyday improvements, the differences start to become more interesting. So today, we're putting the Galaxy Watch 9 and Galaxy Watch 8 head to head. And by the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly which one I think you should buy and who should skip the upgrade. Let's get into it. Design is the Watch 9 actually different? Let's start with the design. And honestly, don't expect a massive visual change here. Both watches keep that classic round Galaxy Watch look. The Watch 8 already went with a slimmer, lightweight design, and Samsung is continuing that idea with the Watch 9. But there's something I actually like about this. A smartwatch is something you're wearing basically all day. You're wearing it at work. You're wearing it at the gym. You're wearing it while walking. And if you're serious about health tracking, you're probably wearing it while sleeping too. So comfort matters. The Watch 9 comes with a soft sports band and a breathable air pocket design, which is meant to make long-term wear more comfortable. And that's important because a watch can have all the features in the world, but if it's uncomfortable, you're not going to wear it consistently. Now, if you already own the Watch 8 and you're expecting the Watch 9 to look completely different, that's not what you're getting here. The design is more of a refinement, not a complete redesign. Display, is there a big difference? Now, let's talk about the display. The Galaxy Watch 8 uses an AMOLED display, while the Watch 9 model we're looking at has a 134-inch screen. For everyday use, both are built around the same basic idea. You glance at your wrist, check a notification, look at your workout, check your health stats, maybe check the weather, and you're done. You don't want to spend 5 minutes staring at your watch. So personally, I wouldn't make the display the main reason to choose the Watch 9 over the Watch 8. The more interesting differences are actually happening underneath the surface, especially when we get to health tracking. And this is where things get interesting. Health tracking Watch 9 starts to pull ahead. The Galaxy Watch 8 already gives you a lot. You've got advanced health and sleep tracking, blood pressure monitoring, heart rate tracking, activity tracking, and Samsung's energy score. So the Watch 8 is definitely not a basic smartwatch. But the Watch 9 takes a different approach. Instead of simply throwing a bunch of numbers at you, Samsung is trying to make those numbers easier to understand. One of the biggest examples is Vitals. Vitals monitors health metrics while you're sleeping and looks for changes compared with your normal patterns. And I actually think this is one of the more interesting additions, because let's be honest, most people don't want to stare at 10 different health numbers every morning. They want to know, am I doing okay? Or has something changed? That's basically the idea behind this feature. And then Samsung adds another interesting one, heart health score. Instead of looking at several metrics separately, you get a single score based on things like sleep time, BMI, activity, and vascular load. Again, this isn't something I treat as a medical diagnosis, but as a quick way to understand your overall wellness trends, I can see the appeal. And this is one of those areas where the Watch 9 starts to feel more useful, rather than simply newer. Sleep tracking, small change, bigger picture. Now, sleep tracking. The Watch 8 already does a good job here. You've got advanced sleep coaching and bedtime guidance. So, if you buy the Watch 8, you're definitely not missing out on the basics. But the Watch 9 pushes the idea further with more personalized recommendations and habit-building guidance. And that's the part I like, because telling someone, you slept 6 hours and 20 minutes, isn't necessarily helpful. Okay, now what? The more useful question is, what can I actually do differently tonight? That's where personalized recommendations become more interesting. So if sleep is one of your main reasons for buying a smartwatch, the Watch 9 has the more appealing package. But I wouldn't call the Watch 8 bad at sleep tracking. Not even close. Fitness, this one depends on you. Now let's talk about fitness. And here's where I think the choice becomes a little more interesting. The Galaxy Watch 8 has Running Coach. And if you're a runner, that's a pretty useful feature. It can analyze your running performance, provide real-time feedback, and even offer programs for things like 5Ks and marathons. That's great if running is your thing. But what if you're not a runner? That's where the Watch 9's Fitness Index comes in. The idea is to give you more personalized guidance based on your fitness level and goals. Maybe you're trying to improve endurance. Maybe you're training for a long trek. Or maybe you're focused on building muscle. The Watch 9 is trying to make the experience feel more like having a coach on your wrist. And personally, I think that's a more interesting direction. Because not everyone runs, but almost everyone has some kind of fitness goal. So Watch 8 is already good for fitness. But Watch 9 is trying to make fitness more personalized. AI. This is where Samsung is pushing hard. Now let's talk about AI. And Samsung is clearly putting more emphasis on this. The Watch 8 already gives you a personal AI assistant. You can use it for hands-free help and everyday tasks. But with the Watch 9, Samsung is making the interaction feel more natural. You can raise your wrist and start talking naturally. No wake phrase needed. And that sounds like a small change. But think about how you actually use a pen. Smartwatch. You're walking, you're cooking, you're working out. Your phone isn't always in your hand. So being able to simply raise your wrist and talk could actually be pretty convenient. Now, would I buy the Watch 9 just because of AI? Probably not. But when you combine that with the health and fitness improvements, the Watch 9 starts making a stronger case for itself. Battery. Here's what we know. Now, battery. The Galaxy Watch 8 comes with a 325 mAh battery, according to the specifications we're comparing. For the Watch 9, the product information provided here doesn't give us a battery capacity number, so I'm not going to make one up. And honestly, that's better than throwing random numbers around just to make the Watch 9 look better, because battery life is something you should look at in real-world use. Especially if you're using sleep tracking. You need to actually keep the watch on your wrist overnight, and if you're constantly charging it, that's going to get annoying pretty quickly. So based on the specs we've got here, I wouldn't call a clear battery winner. Blood pressure both can do it. There's another feature worth mentioning, blood pressure monitoring. Both the Watch 8 and Watch 9 support it, but there's an important catch. You need to calibrate the watch using a separate blood pressure cuff. So no, you can't just put the watch on your wrist and expect it to instantly replace a proper blood pressure monitor. Think of it as a convenient way to monitor trends after following Samsung's calibration requirements. That's an important distinction. Galaxy Watch 9, what I like. So, let's quickly talk about what makes the Watch 9 attractive. First, vitals. That's one of the more interesting health additions. Then you've got the heart health score. The fitness index gives the fitness experience a more personalized approach. The AI interaction is more convenient. Sleep coaching gets more personalized. You've got built-in GPS, tap to pay, Android compatibility, and, of course, you're getting the newer Galaxy Watch experience. So there's a lot to like. Galaxy Watch 9, what I don't like. But it's not perfect. The first thing I'd point out is the design. If you're expecting a completely new-looking smartwatch, you're probably going to be disappointed. It's more of an anything's evolution. Another thing, some of the new features won't matter much to casual users. If you just want notifications, step tracking, workouts, and basic health monitoring, you may not notice a huge difference. And finally, if you already own the Watch 8, the question becomes whether those new features are worth spending more money on. And that's a much harder question. Galaxy Watch 8, why it still makes sense. Now let's give the Watch 8 some credit, because this watch is still very capable. You've got advanced health and sleep tracking, AMOLED display, 32GB storage, 325 mAh battery, built-in GPS, running coach, AI assistance, energy score, blood pressure monitoring, and that lightweight, slim design. So if you find the Watch 8 at a good discount, don't automatically ignore it just because the Watch 9 exists. Sometimes the older model is actually the better deal, and I think that's exactly what could happen here. Watch 9 vs. Watch 8, the real question. So here's how I'd look at it. If you're buying your first Galaxy Watch, I'd lean toward the Watch 9. Why? Because you're getting the newest feature set. The newer health insights, more personalized fitness guidance, and the improved AI experience. You're basically starting with the latest model. But if the Watch 8 is significantly cheaper, then I'd seriously consider it, because you're still getting a lot of smartwatch for your money. And if you're not going to use the Watch 9's newer features, why pay extra should Watch 8 owners upgrade? Now we come to the question a lot of people are probably asking. Should you upgrade from the Galaxy Watch 8 to the Watch 9? My honest answer? Not necessarily. If your Watch 8 is working perfectly, you're happy with the Galaxy Watch 9. Battery you like, the health tracking you use, the fitness features, and you don't really care about the newer AI and personalized health features, I'd probably keep the Watch 8. There's no reason to upgrade just because a new number is on the box. But if you're someone who really cares about health insights, you want vitals, you want the heart health score, you like the idea of more personalized fitness guidance, and you want the newer AI experience, then the Watch 9 makes more sense. So this isn't really a question of, is Watch 9 better? Yes, it's newer. But the better question is, are the new features worth the money for you? And that's a completely different question. WHO should buy Galaxy Watch 9. I'd recommend the Watch 9 if you're buying your first Samsung smartwatch. You want the newest Galaxy Watch experience. Health tracking is a major priority. You want more personalized fitness guidance. You care about Samsung's latest AI features. Or you simply want the newest model and don't mind paying extra. Who should buy Galaxy Watch 8? I'd go with the Watch 8 if you want to save money. You find it at a really good discount. You mainly care about notifications, workouts, GPS, and health tracking. You're a runner and like the running coach. Or you don't really need the newest AI and health features. In those situations, the Watch 8 could actually be the smarter buy. All right. So here's my final take. Galaxy Watch 9 or Galaxy Watch 8. If you're buying new and the price difference isn't huge, I'd pick the Galaxy Watch 9. It gives you the more complete package, especially around personalized health, fitness, and AI. But if the Watch 8 is considerably cheaper, I'd save the money and get the Watch 8. Because it's still a very capable smartwatch. And if you're already using the Watch 8, I wouldn't rush out and upgrade. The Watch 9 has some genuinely useful improvements, but it's not a completely different watch. So unless those new health, fitness, and AI features are exactly what you've been waiting for, your Watch 8 can probably stay on your wrist for a while longer. And honestly, that's probably the most important thing to know before spending your money. But now I'm curious, which one would you choose? Galaxy Watch 9 or Galaxy Watch 8? And if you're already using the Watch 8, would you upgrade? Let me know in the comments. If this comparison helped you out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more honest tech comparisons, and I'll see you in the next one.